the PodChatter show. It's the IFSS show. It's the IFS infamous PodChatter show. With DJ Airwax and Meek Poitier. Check it out.
Evening, guys. How you all doing? So tonight we're gonna have a fun-packed show. We've got all sorts of things happening today. I'm Meek here in London, and we've got DJ Airwax over in
What's up? Okay, we got a fun-packed show today. We got some news. We got the 3 questions of death. We got crack or whack segment. And we also have an interview with a special guest producer, Joshua, can't remember his last name. Joshua I think it is. Coleman, that's it. So stick around. It should be a very interesting show, guys.
Absolutely. Now, we're just playing with you, Josh. We know your name, really. All right, okay. So, I guess it's time for the news.
Welcome to Infamous News.
Yes. So, today we have some more nice promo offers at the moment. We've got Waves are doing a great, fantastic deal. They've got a big deal on save 67% on their Diamond set of plugins. So that's around until the end of the month. Also, they've got various other deals on their reverbs. So Abbey Road Reverb Plates, a fantastic plugin that I use that quite a bit. So it's worthwhile to get that. And we've got Greg Wells Mixcentric. You save $70 on that. So the Abbey Road plugin is at $99, rather opposed to $249. The Diamond Studio reduced from $3,000 to $999. So that's nice. $999. So you're saving yourself $2,000 on the plugins. So if you're on the market for some decent plugins, get yourself over at Waves. They've got tons of stuff going on. They've got the AFX Vintage Oral as well. The Oral Exciter, that's reduced $210 down from $299 to $89. That's saving of $210. So get yourself over to Waves. Check out the new plugins that they got. The Electric 88 piano is doing quite well as well. In terms of other stuff, I launched the Flux Mangler. So check out Meek's Flux Mangler. Just stick it into Google. Check it out on my YouTube channel or Instagram, or check it out through IFSS. That's news from me. I'll pass you over to Wax over in Canada. He's got some fantastic, exciting news that's coming out. Go ahead, Wax.
Coming in September 1st is the launch date, but you can pre-order now. Complete 11 is coming, guys.
Yes.
As you guys said, our producers and know about the Complete series. Oh, wow. Here it is. 11 is on the way.
Very, very good VSTs. Very, very good.
That's about all I got for news this week.
Well, yeah. Not much news happening. It's summer
Get
holidays.
Some chatter batter.
That's the one. Let's go. Yeah. So, how's it going over there in Canada? How's the studio coming on, Wax?
The studio, there's a process to it, trying to find a contractor that's available when you need them to be, and
that's right.
Having the money to do the build, and it's all a time process, and a lot of sweat and tears going to be in it once it gets going, I know.
Yeah, planning. That's what it is. Yeah, it is.
But it's very productive, and it's coming together. So
absolutely, no, it's great.
Moments before I'll be airing from the studio.
That's it, Mike Hype Productions, eh? That's going to be a killer when that's out. It's going to be a killer. Over my end, yeah, well, I'm just getting on with stuff, designing more musical gadgets and things for your
Yeah, you've been a
studio.
busy guy.
Yeah, very busy. I haven't.
I don't
much
know
time.
what kind of vitamins you're taking, but send me some.
Yeah, I need some myself. I'm like really on the edge of, big black eyes, zombie kind of thing. But yeah, it's hard work. But what's keeping me going is just the adrenaline. It's the rush of actually doing stuff and just, getting the show going, finding stuff to talk about, keeping busy. I mean, I've hardly, for the last, few weeks since I've been doing this product development stuff, I haven't had much time to be doing my own beats or anything like that.
Yeah.
So it's been kind of difficult. And obviously you over there in Canada with your studio as well. So we've been kind of slow on the beat side. But otherwise, it's great. Things are moving. It's all going in the right direction. But it's just taking time. And good things come to those who wait. So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Reap the rewards later.
Absolutely.
And that's what our next guest is going to be basically talking about, because he's co-working in a studio, so he has the ability to be in a studio and share that experience with us. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to that conversation. That interview is going to be great.
Yeah, I'm very excited. In fact, it should be coming up at any time soon. I don't know if you want to try and get him on online, but we'll get him in a minute. So we could go over to. Do you want to do crack or whack?
Yeah, let's get crack or whack started, and then we'll get him in here during that.
Good stuff. All right, you got the playlist.
I got the playlist.
Spin it.
So our first track is from Jesse James, A New Era.
Ooh. All right, I don't mind that. I'm big.
Don't know what you think about that.
Yeah, I don't mind. Needs a bit more. Needs to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It didn't sound too bad. It sounded good. It sounded very old school, very 90s kind of thing, with the harp thing going on in the background. But yeah, I liked it. I'd like to hear it on clearer, in the actual studio, on big studio monitors, because coming through online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
You're not getting the best out of it. But yeah, no, I thought it was okay. Let me see online what's happening over here. Yeah, the word seems, it's okay. Yeah, no one said it's whack or anything. So, yeah, I'm in the middle. From a professional point of view, it's, it's all right. But from a personal point of view, I
find it very flexible, and there's lots that you could do with it yet.
Absolutely. I think it's good. I think it's got space
for
vocals. I think it's got a nice vibe to it. Give it a few, tweaks here, as we say, a few sprinkles.
That's it.
I think, you
dress her up.
That's good stuff. Nice one, Jesse. Woo!
Okay, by Wisdom Science 70. Music Beautiful.
All right.
The music just turns me on.
Makes me nod. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
No, not bad. Not bad. It was like I said, it was an order. It was like, yeah, okay. You know, when it first came in, I thought, oh, no, man, no R&B stuff this way. I've heard it too many times. But no, it was quite pleasant when it kicked in. I thought it was good. Like I said, it was nodding,
Nice and jazz.
Yeah, well, it was good. Yeah, it was fresh, But just on a side note, I mean, is it me or is it the list that we've got this week? It sounds better. It sounds fresher than what we had last week. I mean, last week was okay, but this week it sounds like it's on another level.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I'm feeling it. So yeah, no one's saying it's whack at the moment. A lot of people are saying, yeah, it's cool, it's good, not crack, but yeah, it's got a nice vibe to it. So yeah, I'm in the middle. So yeah, it's okay, it's acceptable. Yeah, I like it.
That one jumped the gun. I must have dropped
That's
it.
off. That's got to be a big one.
By Broke Boy. Wade Marcus is the name of the track.
Woo. All right. Got your phone.
I don't know about that one.
No, I'm not sure about that one. I can see they've worked on it, so the heart's in it. But yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I think it needs a little bit more work. Stuff that you could do with it, more of a flow, I guess.
The drag in it was a little bit off. Kind of like had that slow tape drag.
Yeah.
Made me kind of feel like another one.
Yeah, maybe that's what they were going for, but I think it just needs to be filled out a little bit on the bottom end. I don't know. If you put a pad behind it, something more ambient over it, it'd sound cool. I don't know about you guys over there in Canada or even in the States, but Groove Armada over here, years ago, we're talking nearly 15 years ago when they brought out the stuff. Originally, they used quite a lot of pads, and it was very jazzy on top with beats kind of laid back with the pads, and it sounded really nice. And I feel that with that particular track, if you put pads behind it, as in, something moody, that kind of thing, I think it'll fill out that bottom end, filter it a little bit to get those highs coming through. And I think, yeah, you've got potential of a track. Obviously, work needs to be done for ups and downs, dynamics within the thing. But yeah, I think once you add pads, thin out the sound, you start to add dynamics into it, and then the song needs to go somewhere. But yeah, it's potential. I could see it, where it could go, but it needs work.
Yes.
All right. Have we got time for another one, or do we have our man Josh on?
I think he's still trying to get linked in. So.
All right.
Let's just play one more.
Okay. Yeah, this has got a real chill vibe to it. I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but it reminds me very much of coffee house or something. Some cyber cafe or something that you have there. Everybody sat around computers, working away on the internet and stuff, and you just got background music. This is what it reminds me of. I don't know if that's what I'm going for, but going for a chill out beat or something. Yeah, I think that's cool. Rap over it. Nah, I don't think it's going to work. But yeah, I think it's okay. I don't mind it.
I'm trying to get Josh in here, but he's having troubles.
Ah. Oh no.
Let me
Have to go
see.
plan B.
YouTube page link.
All right. So, other stuff. I'm just flicking through here. I see we missed Machine Masters to finish their discount codes yesterday. It's a shame for them. They should have extended it an extra day. You know, could have got people to go to Machine Masters to download some of their great content that they have. That would have been good. Yeah, so that ran out. What other news has been happening?
That's not him either.
Yeah. So the guys, this is typical. I was talking to Wax the other day about stuff like this, about dying on stage, which what that basically means is, like, right now we're live and we've got dead air time, which is killer on radio. Things like that on podcasts, you know, we've got to fill the void with talking shit for a little bit. But yeah, basically technical difficulties we're trying to reach Josh, who's our guest interview today, and we're just having problems trying to reach him. So we're doing our best in the background to try and actually work that out. And because there's only two of us, we don't have a producer, as in a show producer, somebody that sits there and pushes papers and does all these things, answer the phones and all that kind of stuff. We have to do that ourselves. So yeah, in terms of dying on stage, meaning when everybody's watching you, you've got to be able to rise above it. We're trying to do that. So any luck reaching Josh or anything?
Sent him an invite right to his email. Let him try that. The link somehow did not work.
Oh, right, okay. Oh no, because I tweeted.
Josh or anything?
Hey, man.
Hey, Josh, welcome on board, man. Welcome on board. Yeah, I tweeted that link as well. So I hope that other people don't have problems joining in or watching or viewing or anything.
Yeah, I think we had one viewer.
Yeah. Well, we had a few earlier, so it was working. So they somehow found it. So
right. Let us welcome Joshua Coleman to the show.
Yes,
How's
Josh.
everybody doing, man?
Oh, we're all good. We're all good. How you doing?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just kind of going through some stuff, man, with Pro Tools and all that good stuff, man.
So how's your day been? Tough day?
No, not too tough. Not too tough. Just a couple of mixes here and there. So I'm just kind of finishing up the mix and kind of sending it off to the radio station.
Whoa, nice. Can you say what you've been working on, or is it all hush, secret?
Oh, no. I produce for a radio show in Chicago, 1570 AM, from 8:30 every morning, Monday through Friday. So we kind of coming up with a couple of commercials for the show. So
good stuff.
That's what they want me to kind of finish out producing on today.
Nice. So yeah, a nice little project for the day. That's good stuff.
Oh yeah, man, it's good.
Just give the audience a little bit of who you are and what you do.
All right. My name is Josh, as they said. Excuse me. Basically producer, musician, play keyboard. Here go one of my keyboards actually in the background. But I started off playing keyboards. Started off as a musician in my local church. Kind of got really interested and intrigued and just kind of moving on with producing wise, because the music I was playing was good, but I always found myself kind of, just creating some stuff while I was playing. So yeah. I said it may be something to that, and ended up going into the field of producing. Then later on, recording engineer, and now being able to mix a couple of things now for a couple of good stations out here.
Yeah, sounds good. Sounds like you got your hands full, with all the projects and things going on. Yeah, it's a nice pathway to get to where you are, I guess.
Oh yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, we've compiled a few questions for you. That if you can answer them, that'd be great.
Oh, no problem.
So, you want to start off, Wax, or do you want me to start off?
Well, let's ask the question that everybody in this here industry is trying to achieve. How
All
do you
right.
earn a living and sustain a career doing what you love?
That's definitely a good thing there. It also goes back to just even when I was a musician, I found out even when I was a musician was consistency and hard work. I mean, I can't preach that enough. That cannot be stressed enough of how consistent, how hardworking you have to be. Because the gigs will come, the opportunity will come, the door will be open where, you'll be called in for a gig or called in to basically get paid for your expertise. But in order for that money and that other gig to keep coming consistently, is that you have to put in that hard work every day, and you have to actually just get people to believe in you that the money that they're giving you and the gigs they're calling you for that is going to be even better the next time they see you. So yeah.
Yeah, no, that's good. Yeah, consistency, persistence, absolute key to it. And obviously, you want to, from our point of view, from an IFSS point of view, you for the listeners out there, you want to be able to, and as Josh said, you want to have an expertise. You want to be able to offer something. So always think about what you can offer, guys, to whoever it is. And like Josh says, with the consistency and the hard work, it'll eventually pay off. So when you do get that gig, you're ready to fire and to get on with it, and pull out the stops. All right, nice, cool. Um,
Good response.
yeah,
Shit.
I'll just go. I've got a question for that, sort of following on from that. In terms of how long does it take, when you mention about persistence and things like that and consistency, I mean, how much time does a typical project that you work on take? That's from start to finish.
Okay. It's a little different now. I'll say when I started off, it was longer because I wasn't as skilled. You know how that go. You just gotta learn as you go.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it took days, should I say, and I even wasn't comfortable mixing wise. So that take a couple of days, a few days, or maybe at the most a week. But the more I started to do it, the more jobs I got hired for to mix it. The more it became like almost freelance stuff, and so that's now I say a mix is kind of be done within no more than 2 hours, depending on how many tracks.
Right,
So,
yeah.
it's easy. It's easy. If it's a short track, then you could do it less than an hour tops at the most.
Right, okay. I've just got one sort of question off that. In terms of, you say it takes a couple of hours, does that mean that when someone goes in with a track, you already have an idea what it is that they need, or do you listen to the track with fresh ears and then go, yeah, this is what I think it needs?
Now it's two times. It depends on who I'm working with. If I know the artist, and I'm so used to working with them,
Mm-hmm.
I already have, we have our little kind of favorite plugins that we're gonna use no matter what. So at the end of the day, if I do know the artist, then I have to take my decision saying, okay, on this song, this artist gonna probably already need this. But if I never met the artist, then no, I just go in there and I kind of listen. I don't even listen while I'm recording, which is a
Mm,
good thing. I don't make sure that I listen as an engineer mixing. But
mm,
I wait till afterwards, and I usually tell them give me probably a few hours later, and then I
right,
start mixing as if I never heard the record before.
right. And so what okay, just running off that, what's your workflow? For example, give us a breakdown of how it would be if somebody walked into the studio, you knew the artist, they come in, they've got, I've got this beat or I've got this song. Give us your
Yeah.
breakdown, give us your workflow of how, from the moment they walk into the studio to those 2 hours that you're working with them,
Okay.
what steps do you take and how do you do it?
All right. Matter of fact, I pull up just a tad bit of session that I had going on, just to show you how usually, because what we did was we went in and recorded the guy artist that we're about to hear a song called Marcus Lydell. And he
Mhm.
ended up having a couple of stuff in the studio, a couple of EPs that he wanted to bring out. but we never had music for him. So we basically had to create the music, create all the just the little stuff, just the little stuff for the music. I gotta unmute all this stuff. So after we created it, we all just kind of, listened back, and it wasn't sounding right. So of course I had to go and mix it. But it ended up turning out all right. So I'm gonna show you. Just let me flip the camera around.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can flip it. Did I take it off? Okay. Let me see how you flip. Okay, there you go. All right. So what y'all seeing now is a kind of a session right here, trying to solo all these leads that I had. We were still actually going through the mix, believe it or not, the other day. So certain things that he wanted to still put in there that he haven't had time to. So let me see if I can play it and see if I can get some sound out of here. Okay. So this is a good thing too for engineers that just starting off, to know what it is when it's playing only through the computer and not just speakers. Of course, my playback engine I took it up to my Avid box that I have.
Yeah. I know. Whenever you cannot mix on a laptop.
Come on, man. Come on, man. Yeah.
It's good for getting an idea down, but you cannot mix, because then what happens to the people out there that don't have studios and things? You try and mix on your laptop or even through little speakers with your laptop, and what happens is the frequencies clash. You lose a lot of bottom end. You don't know what's there, and you can't even sometimes hear any bottom end that's there. So you mix it, you think it's great, you take it into a studio, you play it back through some proper monitors in a studio environment, and suddenly you get this big woo, 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 woo. Really
that's all you hear.
Or really high end, yeah.
That's all you hear.
You can't mix on that. So just Josh, just to bring up the guys that'll probably catch this on their podcast that will actually probably see this. You're using Pro Tools for this particular session.
Yeah.
How many tracks did you use?
Oh, that's let me see. You can see it from here a little.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it, but these are all the first verse vocals.
Yeah.
Chorus. You go down. You got a couple of ad-libs that he put between that. Some more verses. So this is about close to about 50 to 75 tracks all together.
Yeah. All right. So this is for a proper, real commercial launch, a commercial tune that you would use, 75 tracks for to do something. Yeah.
Yeah. Usually that's how usually it is. It's about 50 to 75, believe it or not, tracks of just because artists and companies, they really want everything to sound perfect. So
absolutely. Yeah. Of course, they're paying for it. Yeah. It's got to sound great.
Yeah. So man. So I'm about to play a track just for like probably 2 seconds.
Go ahead.
So this is
For the last time, God can send no one like me, who would do wrong all these years in the streets. He can forgive the world, but he can't forgive me. So how do I look asking him to rescue me?
Usually doing stuff like that, what I do is when I first hear this track, I go to the vocals first because of the artist.
Yeah.
And I just listen.
Last time, God can say no one like me, who would do wrong all these years in the streets. He can forgive the world, but he can't forgive me. So how do I look asking him to rescue me?
So usually it's just mixing that part, and so usually I just find the plugins that I need after that, and kind of start off with EQing as well. Kind of do a little EQing and then put my plugins on, and kind of see how that sound from there.
Yeah. So you go top down. So you go from vocals, and then once you've sorted the vocals out, you're making them sound within vocals sound nice, but once the treated sounds nice. What's your next thing that you work on? Do you put the kicks in?
I usually go straight to the instruments after the lead vocals and the background vocals are making sure they're on one kind of sound or wave. Then I go to the instruments, probably go to the whichever one is driving it more. Right. So if it's the keyboard or if it's the drums or guitar, I start at that one and build around there.
Right. Okay. So
sweet.
All right, okay. That's great. That's cool. That's cool. You got any more questions on that particular thing, Wax?
No, I do not. But this is a close question that's close to it. How do you determine if someone is truly worth you're collaborating with?
It all goes to timing. I think how much time I want to invest in them and how much it's going to enhance what I'm doing as far as my brand as well. So I
Sure,
believe
sure.
that the investment will always pay off for both of us. Invest in far as whenever I get a session or whatever I do a session, that is investment of my personal time or my career time. So I believe that from there something should come out of it. And
Mhm.
if that's the case, then we can work together. If I don't think anything will come out of it, like I think that just is just not a good time to waste my time or to
Yeah.
use time for this, then yeah, I will not do it at all.
Yeah, no, that's good. It's good attitude. Yeah, well, what people forget is that, you know, producers are there as well for themselves, and it's important that whatever they work on, they're actually going forward and aspiring to achieve whatever it is that they set out to achieve in terms of producer-wise. So yeah, I think that's a good attitude. I think you should look after yourself as a producer, and obviously, most importantly, is the artist. But if you can, in a position where you can select good artists to work with that will forward your career, then that's a great attitude and a great position to be in. So yeah, no, that's a great answer. I
Second
like
part
that.
to that question, why will someone choose to collaborate with me?
Just because of even I know you can really too much hear it in the song, but even I'm open to new sounds and new product and new kind of material, and not just new, but the perfect sound. So I'm not a producer that I'm not a rush producer.
Yeah.
Basically a producer that you gotta find throughout the week to see if he's been working on, your tracks and everything. I'm not like that. I'm gonna find you. We're gonna take our time. We're gonna work like effortlessly. All we're gonna work all day until we actually exalt ourselves to it, to where we find the perfect sound. So if they're ready to find the perfect sound and really want to create a song that will last, I'm the best person for that job.
Right,
Good
right.
answer.
Nice. Well, word. Yeah, well, we sort of we asked earlier, how long a typical uh, session would be with you. But in this particular sort of bringing that question back in, you mentioned that you like to take your time to get the best sound or the perfect sound for that particular artist or track or something. How long does that normally take? For you
Now
to get
that
that
that takes
perfect sound.
a little while because just find. I mean, I tell a lot of pre beginning producers
Mm.
that it's not going to probably happen within the first day or the first hour, because our imaginary and how TV is, it looks
Yeah.
like they come in here in the studio and the first thing they create is just off the top amazing, and that's it, and they record and they walk out and they got a hit. But I tell them behind that it is so many days that you don't see, and that's why I
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
take artists about 6 months to a year just to put out an album, because they want to make sure
Yeah.
that purpose. So I say, you gotta take that time out, and that's exactly how I do it.
Sure, sure. Yeah, yeah. No,
Nice.
no, I make
Unless
perfect.
they have a deadline, unless the artists have a deadline, then of course you have to be a little bit more quicker. If they have like, say if the EP come out next week
Yeah.
and they saying we need this by next week, then that's a
Then
different
yeah,
story.
you got to get a move on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I have a question sort of stemming from that. Do you have any long-term agreements with any artists that for example, that you're responsible for developing, or are they generally just one-off projects? One track or one EP deals?
Yeah, I have one. Well, no, I have two. I have two. I have
Hmm.
two. It's not with an artist, but it's with the radio station that I work for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's a long-term agreement for right now. And then the artist that I'm working with, we're actually having like almost a 2-year agreement right now as we
Yeah,
speak. So, a 2 year of just working on not just one project, but we're planning on doing a couple of projects in between time. So
yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
That's good. Yeah, you've got a good question, Wax.
What
partners.
do you want or expect from your partners?
For the people I work with, usually, because what you see now, so say if I do not go into the studio, which is Let Me Shot My Studio out, 35th Street Studios in Chicago, Illinois, one of the best recording studios ever. But if I'm just a little tired or a little exhausted from probably a yesterday's session or a last night's session, what I would do is, I'd give them a text saying, I'm just going to mix here or start the mix off here, start the recording off here, and I'll send you the file. So I expect them to basically think for me, as if they were me. I always tell them that, what would I do? Just kind of thing like that, so it won't ruin the sound or ruin what I'm going for. So the two that it usually helps me out as far as producing and mixing wise, just is awesome. I mean, they give me exactly where I left off in the session, and they pick it right up, take it to two more levels. So.
Yeah, nice. That's good. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, gear's all important. Yeah, okay. So sort of leading out of gear and things like that. Do you have a favorite piece of studio gear that's not related to your digital audio workstation? So not a plugin. Do you have a particular outboard favorite piece of gear?
I'll say two. One, well, actually, I guess it's the musician in me part, because it's got to be the musician in me part, because I'm more of a keyboard guy.
All right.
So
Okay.
that's I mean, if I can get a keyboard at the studio, then I'm all right. But it got to be a certain keyboard. So I'm gonna show you one of my keyboards that I really. This bad baby here is an old Korg 49
All right. Yeah.
MIDI controller. So usually I like this because I can plug it up anywhere, possible. Work on it. And then the one I had a show yesterday, so I left that keyboard at the show, which is a Roland XP80.
Yeah.
Them two there, I can never go wrong with them two.
All right. Nice. All right. Okay. I've got just a question about sort of mixing and things like that.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, mixing or composing a beat, or do you prefer to oversee the whole process where you get studio engineers involved, you get writers involved and things? What's your preference?
I'm more of an oversee the whole project. I've always been like that. Even listening to music, I never grabbed one thing out of listening to music, which is so funny and rare. That now I know, when I was little, I would always look at the movies or listen to a music from a movie and say, I wonder how they got that little flute section in there. And then I wonder who wrote that one little line off that song. So I used to always be like that. And when I got, into music, it just turned it to like a million times worse. I started realizing that I wanted to do the whole thing, even with the mastering. I fly out there to where we do it in Miami at. I fly all the way out there just to see the mastering part of it.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's good times. No, exciting times is mastering. It can really bring your track alive. You may have a fantastic mix, but just what they do in those mastering suites, I mean, they don't even have to do very much. It's just just alter a couple of sort of a fraction of a dB, one frequency here or another frequency there, or cut something, and it just brings your whole track alive. It's exciting. I love the mastering side of things as well, and obviously overseeing the whole processes as well. But just one last question that I've got concerning you, as I sort of like to bring in this whole thing that you actually a musician by trade, or you enjoy that. What's your viewpoint of actually being able to play an instrument and read music versus using virtual instruments and MIDI programming and stuff? What are your views on that?
I'll say I would say it goes back to almost the first question you asked about just about staying about having a paying gig and how do you stay there and get it, because it helps you out as far as when you're in a session with a singer. I'll say when you're in a session with a singer, most times a singer is definitely feeling what they're, feeling the track, but they most times want to make just minor changes to it. So it will like basically just upstack your resume. If you can go into there like with a Beyonce or somebody, and she say, okay, well, I like the track, but I want to make a bridge, so I'm gonna need some more chords in there. That's the best thing. That's what being a musician. That's when it pays off, because you can professionally flow with them. You won't have to call nobody, and you won't have to basically stall or look crazy. You can just literally say, okay, well, give me a keyboard and let me play what you need.
Yeah, let's just do it. Yeah, as well. One thing that I think that both Wax and I agree on is it's all about the groove. And although VSTIs and plugins and programming MIDI is so much more flexible than ever used to be, you still cannot get the same groove that you can with a real person. That human feeling can really make or break a track. You can just do a take. It could just be a few notes, but if you've got that groove in there, it's so much easier and quicker to get someone to play it than it is to try and sit there for hours trying to tinker with MIDI and just move things around. And no, just play it, and it always sounds better. So I'm totally with you. I think it completely boosts your expertise level if you've got that ability of skill. So yeah, no, that's a great answer, man. That's really good. Go on, Wax. You've got a couple of questions over there that are quite good.
How do you estimate the value of any given project, aka single track or song?
Okay, well, it usually goes. It depends on the level of the artist. So if it's a starting out artist, or even just a local artist that is starting to buzz for themselves and kind of people getting to know them, then what I say is I go off their budget. I found out that works better than having set prices. Of course, I have a set price for our studio rates. You can't get past a studio rate. But as a recorder or as an engineer of that session, I usually say, okay, what is your budget? And if they present to me, and if it's okay with me, decent enough for me to take, then I take on the job like that. So usually I go by their budget.
Yeah.
Sweet. How do you not waste your time, aka how do you get everything done you need to get done?
This is a good question, because I notice a lot of people have their own little things. I know you all, especially being in the studio, know how y'all work to be more efficient. Usually what I do is after I record the session, I make sure that I relax, because I want to listen to it as when I was a little kid. I used to listen to music for hours and hours, but it was always in a good feeling, a relaxed state, and I used to be able to hear more than the average kid. So I would hear strings and all that stuff, but I would always hear it because I was relaxed and I wasn't just so caught up into the groove things. So after I record, I would just go home, relax, take my mind off of it for a few hours, and then once I feel that I'm relaxed, I zone in, pull up the session, and I can go for hours after that.
Yeah, nice. So what do you do to relax? How do you wind down?
Oh, that's kind of funny, because usually my relax may include sleeping, not too much, but may include sleeping, or it may just
That's
include.
a favorite for everybody.
I'm telling you, man, I will go to sleep in a minute. I go to usually my routine. My friends laugh at me, my band buddies. They laugh at me because I do actually take a nap before each gig. So before each gig that I play, I make sure I get a nap so that I can be relaxed when I get on stage instead of being tense, and it always works. But yeah, so usually I either take a nap, or I just sit here and watch a movie or listen to the iPod with other songs that doesn't have anything to do with what we recorded.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's right. That's truth there, real.
Some good advice.
Absolutely. Yeah, we get taught that at music school, rest before you go on stage, get refreshed, chill. You'll do a much better performance than going up there tight and exhausted. So yeah, totally. No, that's great. I think that applies to anything in life though, job interviews or scoring that next gig or anything like that, meeting an artist for the first time, that you want to work with. it's important to be relaxed, important to be fresh. You know, no one wants to go to a producer, you know, with eyes like, oh, you know, a bit like I'm looking right now. You know, no one wants to work with that kind of guy. No, so it's
Yeah.
best to, you know, take a nap and things like that. So yeah, definitely, that's great advice. Yeah. I have one question
Okay.
in regards to, this is just a general question, but it's a question that's always often asked about producers is, which artist would you most like to work with right now at this point in time in your career? Who would you like to work with?
Well, let's just say rest in peace, even though I will never ever work with him, which I believe is the greatest artist. Even I always say my musical influence for even me picking up an instrument, of course, is Michael Jackson. So
Okay.
so the king of pop. I mean, I wouldn't I wouldn't know what to do. I literally probably would take the gig only just to sit there and just like look at him like I won't even go in there with that attitude of I'm about to, you know, shut this session down. No, I'll probably just be like,
have you heard, so I don't want to cut you off, but have you heard those Quincy Jones tapes of Michael Jackson and things like that? The stuff where he's working, you know, in.
Oh my Lord.
In fact, I've got a reissue of Thriller somewhere, you know, on a gold CD. That's got quite a few of those sessions where Michael Jackson's actually talking about, you know, creating stuff, and the same thing with Rod Temperman as well. But there's a few sessions on there where he's in the studio with Janet Jackson, just tapping on water jugs and things like that, and it sounds almost, the groove and everything as what happens on the record is absolutely amazing. And when he does his a cappella stuff, I
saw that. I got a little intimidated.
Level, you know,
I got intimidated about that. A guy beatboxing like that, and how he was just so almost as if the record, like he was the record, and the producer was able to kind of mimic the same thing that he was doing.
Yeah.
So that would be my number one. But live living will of course be Drake, just to work with 40. I love his producer. 40. I believe he's probably the best producer, the best engineer, as far as mixing a record. Man. So that's why I would choose Drake to work with 40.
Right. Yeah.
Good response.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Okay. That's my questions. That's it for me. You got a nice
question. Me, I think we are going into 3 questions of death.
All right.
I think so.
It's time for
That's right.
Killing it.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's the one. All right. Okay. Let me just grab this hat here, and we'll take something out. In fact, Wax, it's your turn this week to grab the hat and take something out.
I can't reach my hand over there.
Yeah. Let's put it in there, yeah. Alright, okay. Question 1. No, we had this one last week. Don't want that one. Alright, I'm just picking these randomly. We just get all these 3 questions of death online. So sometimes we'll just throw them all into a hat and then just pick one out.
Okay, perfect.
Alright, okay. What's the most amount of money you've had in your hand at any one time?
Oh wow, that's a good question. I would say about close to $5,000. Yeah, close to 5,000.
Yeah, in 20s or hundreds or?
No, it was some in 20s and the rest was just in hundreds. It's just got too much for me. And I was going to buy another gear for producing, so.
Yeah, all right. Okay, next question. Have you or would you ever date an alien?
Absolutely not. Too weird.
Too weird.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Nothing quite like Katy Perry or anything like that, you know.
Unless it depends on how the alien look. Let me take that back. Let me take that back now. If the alien is a good look.
Why does she look like Halle Berry?
Oh yeah, I'm married.
3 TDs.
We had some good alien babies.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Not quite like Total Recall with the alien, eh? All right. We've got one. Well, just a minute. Yeah. One final question. Have you ever been in trouble with the law?
Oh yes, plenty of times. You know how the studio life is, and staying up late, and
I've no
coming out the
idea.
studio, coming out the studio at 2, 3 o'clock at night. Yeah, we done ran into every kind of law enforcement. But I'm a little over it now, so I kind of try to stay out of trouble now.
Yeah.
Yeah. A few years wiser now. Yeah, a bit more experience. You know how to avoid it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the end of our 3 questions of death.
It's time for
So till next time. Yeah, I quite like that.
Wait, that's the fun part of the show.
That's it. All right. Okay. So let's see what we've got. So we've done Crack or Whack. It would have been nice to have had your opinion on the tunes that we played.
Okay.
But yeah, we've sort of been through that. That's basically it really for today's show. I don't know if you want to give a shout out about your social media or your contacts, or how can people get hold of you, Josh?
Yeah, either two ways. Yeah, as you see the shirt Quiet Screen. Usually people mistake it for Quiet Storm if they don't remember it. But Quiet Screen, just remember the opposite of Quiet Screen. You can follow us on Facebook. We got a fan page, Quiet Screen Production, or you can go anything as far as social media that consists of me will also be Ice Music 87. So anything that Ice Music 87, that's all me. So you'll find it on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, YouTube. All that is me.
All right, Ice Music 87. Nice one. You heard it there from Josh. All right. Do you have anything to add, Wax?
Stay tuned for our next show.
Oh,
yeah. Them every Monday.
That's the one. We're here from 8 p.m. GMT time and 1 o'clock over in Canadian time, a little bit later in the States. So, yeah, same back channel, same back time, all the time, IFSS. Anyway, that was a great show, guys. I really enjoyed it. I hope those questions of death weren't too much for you, Josh.
They almost did.
Yeah, just random stuff that comes from the internet, But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. But will you join us again? At some point in the future, it'd be good to catch up with you. So
yeah, 6 months from now.
Of course, man.
Yeah,
of course I'll be here.
Great. No, that'd be really cool. All right. One last thing before we go, guys. Remember to subscribe to us on the YouTube channel, Infamous Foreign Sound Society. Follow us on Twitter at InfamousFSS, and the same handle for Instagram. And check us out over on Facebook as well with the Infamous Foreign Sound Society. Check out the page there. We're also on Google Plus and Periscope, although we haven't been on Periscope for a while. But we're all out there. And remember, you'll be able to catch this show next time. You'll be able to catch this in about, I don't know, a couple of hours or something. Should be available on podcast.
If you ain't got time to watch it, we'll have it up in the podcast format.
Absolutely. Download it to your phone, carry it with you everywhere. Listen to DJ Wax's dulcet tones. Catch Josh again. And just listen to me rant about whatever it is that I'm ranting about. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. So remember, get your 3 questions of death in for the guest for next week. Who at this point in time, I'm not sure who it is. I think Wax has all that info.
We have... Yeah, we'll keep you posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted. That's a good way. So make sure you get those 3 questions of death in.
Keep you looking for what's next.
That's it. Always leave them one more.
Absolutely. All right, guys. That's me. That's Meek out.
Okay, thanks for joining us, Josh.
No problem. Thank you guys for having me, man.
No worries. We'll see you next time, Josh. All right.
Take care.
All right, y'all.
Okay, guys. I'll see you
It's the PodChatter show. It's the IFSS show. It's the IFS infamous PodChatter show with DJ Airwax and Meek Poitier. Check it out.
later, guys.
We out.